Well, thank you for being with us here this evening. I have a couple people joining me on the couch. Dave, who are your friends? You brought friends for the opening?
Well, they're friends to all of us. This is Lori Scott and Bob Junk from the Buy Local Network. They're our sponsors for the upcoming episodes here of Going Live.
Well, it's great to have you guys with us. Now, I want to get to you, but I have to ask Dave. I know we're casual. We're in season 2. We know what we're doing. Shorts?
Well, you see, we have a Buy Local business on the show today, 2J's Yoga Studio, and I understand that I'm going to be the guinea pig for the yoga segment today. So
I just thought you were getting ready for summer.
There's some big basketball tournament.
USCA basketball
Big
tournament.
basketball coming to the area, so maybe you're dressed for that. So you're all suited up. You're going to be doing yoga with us today. We have some other items that are going to be on the show. Why don't we talk a little bit about today's show?
Our theme today is kind of have a heart, and it ties into the
people are going to have to forgive you for those shorts.
Ties into the American Heart Association's mission. See? I appreciate that. Normally I don't have this. I just have to fend for myself. Trish Desmaro, our division director for the American Heart Association, she's been on the show once before. She's going to be back, and she's going to be teaching us a little bit about heart-healthy snacking, joined by our friend Chef Mario Pareca. So they're going to be kind of talking shop about some stuff that's easy to make at home and will tie into a healthy lifestyle. Going on that theme, the Heart Ball is coming up, and it's pretty exciting stuff. It's held at Nemacolin Woodlands each year, and some of the volunteers from the Heart Association are going to be on to tell us a little bit about the Heart Ball.
Bob, have you been to the Heart Ball before?
Yes, I've been there a couple times, and matter of fact, it's a great event for the county, and I encourage everybody, if they can, get out and support that event, because it really helps a lot of people within Fayette County, and it's a nice evening event that you could take your spouse out to and really enjoy yourself.
My wife and I, we went to the Heart Ball last year, and Becky was I want to say maybe 6.5, 7 months pregnant. So finding a dress was a little bit difficult last year, and I'm sure it won't be a whole lot easier, but we won't have a belly to conceal this year.
No, I have a 6-month-old at home, so I can definitely sympathize.
You can sympathize.
I can sympathize.
So those are some of the things coming up on the show. Also, have a heart. A guy with a big heart here from the Connellsville Chamber, Ron Hall. He's going to be on today's episode. Now, Lori or Bob, the Connellsville Chamber is a partner with the Buy Local Network. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah, we have 3 major partners. It's Fay Penn, Herald Standard, and the Connellsville Chamber of Commerce. The 3 of them are working together to help. They're the kind of the foundation of the program, and then we have our business partners, and then we have the card holders that are part of the program. Sure.
So we'll be talking to all these people today, but we got to get to our opening act. A guy that sings something that kind of opens people's hearts up, a little bit of crooning, if you will. We have a gentleman by the name of Christian Sessick who's going to be on today. And Christian, we're going to toss it over to you.
I have but one heart. This heart I bring you. I have but one heart to share with you. I have but one dream that I can cling to. You are the one dream I pray comes true. My darling, until I saw you, I'd never felt this way, and nobody else before you ever has heard me say, you are my one love, my life, I live for you. I have but one heart to give to you. Piccino mare, facciamo amore, a cuore, picces paisan, su mare nade, et si duarezza, ma pallarezza, stungan budi. You are my one love, my life, I live for you. I have but one heart to give to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being with us here today.
No problem.
So let's talk a little bit about your musical influences you have. You've been influenced by the Rat Pack a little bit?
Well, the Rat Pack and specifically Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
And I tell everyone the same story, that Frank Sinatra came into my life at the age of 8. And I walked into the Hallmark store up at Uniontown Mall. I was with my mother and my grandmother. I walked over to the CD stand where you push the various series of buttons to listen to the voices. I remember hitting Elvis and hitting some other classical piano. And I remember hitting Frank Sinatra and thinking, wow. So I hit the button again. And then I hit the button again. And so I told my grandmother, I said, I want that CD. And my grandmother started laughing at me. Now she's 92, 93 now. And she, obviously this is music from her generation, and my parents being the 70s rock people that they are, my mother said, there is no way he will ever listen to that CD. I begged and begged and begged, and for Christmas that year I got that CD, and I knew every song within a week.
Absolutely. So that's how someone of your age comes to be exposed to those jazz standards, as
that
they
is
may
correct.
call them. Well, that's fantastic. How about current influences? Is there any genre or artist that from today that maybe influences you a little bit?
Well, believe it or not, I actually recently discovered Harry Connick Jr., and
Okay.
I met him personally. At an event, I attended a black tie gala in Washington, D.C. for the Jefferson Awards initiative that I'm currently working on in Brownsville. And his music and his voice are so smooth that they're very similar to that of Nat King Cole, Dean Martin, or any other of the Rat Pack crooner era hits.
Absolutely. So you mentioned Brownsville. You perform around that area a little bit. I know you had a performance at the Market Streets Arts Festival. Any place else you're performing upcoming, or?
Well, I am actually performing on the 18th of January at a restaurant in Monroeville known as the Wooden Nickel. I'm cast with a professional theater company known as Leap of Faith Productions, and I'm portraying a young Frank Sinatra in their show, and that will take place at 6:30 at the Wooden Nickel in Monroeville.
So we have just a moment before we have to go to a break, but how about future plans? What do you plan on doing upcoming in the future?
Well, it is my goal to go to, obviously on to college and to get a major minor in political science or vocal performance. I'm kind of flip-flopping as to which way I'm going there. I eventually would love to attain a law degree and practice law, and I'd like to go into the political spectrum if I don't go into the performance spectrum. Many people have told me acting goes hand in hand with law.
Well, hey, best of luck to you. Thanks for being with us. You're going to stick around and close out the show here today?
That's correct.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for Christian Sessek.
Thank you very much.
Do you have a buy local card?
Yes, I have one.
I do.
Yeah, I have one. I use mine every day.
Where's your buy local card?
Use your buy local card to save money at restaurants, grocery stores, retail shops, tourist attractions, and service providers. Cards can be purchased online at www.buylocalfayette.org or by calling 724-437-7913.
Savor the flavor of Fayette. Buy local.
A few years ago, I was at a dead end, underemployed, with no idea of where my life was headed. Then I enrolled at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology's School of Healthcare Careers and discovered a great career and great life was only months away. Now, I've started the career of my dreams, and the future couldn't be brighter.
The School of Healthcare Careers at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology offers career-focused, hands-on training for these in-demand fields. Call 724-437-4600 or visit piht.edu for information.
Well, thank you for staying with us. We're back with Going Live with FCTV. Joining me on the couch, Monica Sweet. Monica, you've been on the show before, previously talking about your art. Is that correct?
That's correct. For the art club.
For the art club, but we're going to be talking a little bit about the American Heart Association Heart Ball, and alongside you, your partner in crime, Sheila Meckling. Yep. Sheila, thank you for being on the show. And at the end, we have my co-host, Coach Jess Hudson in his shorts. No, we all know him, Dave Sosaric.
Some folks have watched Coach Jess's show on FCTV, Time Out for Sports, and there I've been compared to much worse people. Coach Jess is a good man. We're happy to have him as part of our team here.
And David, I would say that your legs are prettier.
Well, that's a compliment, Ed.
I didn't think it was going to go there. So let's take it back to the Heart Association and the Heart Ball. Now, the Heart Ball, as I understand it, is a national campaign. My notes here say that it's raised over $51 million nationwide just last year alone. And the Fayette County Heart Ball is coming up February 9th. So, Monica, why don't you give us a little more information about what people can expect on February the 9th?
Well, probably snow for the first thing, because it just seems in the last so many years that no matter what date we have a bad snowstorm. But it's a marvelous evening of entertainment, camaraderie, good food, and the best thing about it, it raises money for Fayette County, and the majority of that money stays in our county, and that's the main thing that we work so hard for. And it's an all-volunteer group here in Fayette County, and we work hard.
Yes, we do.
So either Sheila or Monica, how long has the Heart Ball been a tradition right here in Fayette? Do you know what anniversary is this?
This is our
15th.
15th anniversary for the Heart Ball in Fayette County.
Good milestone.
Now, Nemacolin, beautiful location. If you haven't been there, it's in Farmington, Pennsylvania. They always do a real nice job. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the event up at Nemacolin?
Well, first of all, it's just such a beautiful area to have the event, and the food is spectacular. It's just, we think it's a great event. Don't you agree, Sheila?
Oh, absolutely, or I wouldn't still be involved. It's a wonderful event.
Now, I had the opportunity to go to the Heart Ball last year, and planning on trying to attend this year. I was so impressed by your auction. It outshines any auction and any fundraising event. And I do a number of those dinners throughout the year, go to a number of those, but just fantastically large. How many items do you generally have? Do you know? I know there were like 3 rooms full of auction items.
Oh,
at least 100.
Items? I'd say a lot more than 100.
Now, is it a silent auction, a live auction? How does it?
Both.
Both. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They got me on both ends last year. So, yeah. So there's a lot that people can come and enjoy and do. How about musical entertainment?
The Groove Doctors, the band that we had last year, is also going to perform this year.
Okay.
And people really seem to like them. And
so kind of rock and roll and some
everything.
Funk and
they play a little bit of everything.
Everything, which is great because you have all
the age.
Yes,
varies.
The spectrum. Yeah. From the young like you to the more
we're not going to say old like us.
I wouldn't touch that.
So you're looking for attendees at this point in time. How can people go ahead and register if they want to attend the dinner?
Well, they can go on our website, which is heart.org/Fayette, PA, Heart Ball. And they can even register online and purchase their tickets.
Sure.
Or they can call the office, and that number is 1-800 209-1151, extension 3471.
And you might get to talk to our friend Trish, who's going to be on the show a little bit later today.
No, she won't be at this particular number, but you can see her upstairs.
Yeah, she just.
You can come in and visit Trish.
She's our new neighbor here
Yes,
at Fayette TV, the American Heart Association office, moving into the Fayette Chamber of Commerce building. We're happy to have them on board. So lucky to have the Heart Association a presence for you all here in Fayette County. We appreciate all the work you do.
You know, we kind of have to remember every once in a while that our show broadcasts beyond the borders of the county just a little bit for those who may not be familiar with our location. The studio's at 65 West Main Street in Uniontown, and that's where you can find the Heart Association and redevelopment. There's a lot of great things in this nonprofit building here. So let's talk. We talked a little bit about registration. How about a registration deadline? When do we need people to make their commitment by?
Well, we'd like them as early as possible, but we'll take them until the week before, as long as we can give Nemacolin a good count.
Sure.
But I would like to say, when you were talking about you broadcast to other areas, we will welcome people from other counties if they would like to come.
Sure, sure. And
we invite them.
And it's
us.
You know, it's a great opportunity for someone who may not be as familiar with Nemacolin Woodlands to enjoy that and to support their neighbors here in Fayette County in the mission of the Heart Association. So the Heart Association, we have another piece coming up here a little bit later. Trish is going to be doing something with Chef. They're going to be making something I hope we'll be able to enjoy at the end of the show. Anything else about the Heart Ball that we want to touch on before we head out to the break?
Well, we just heard that Mike Clark is going to be our MC, and we're really excited about that.
Oh, that's great.
So,
he did it once before for us, and he's wonderful. He's such a nice personality.
Mike is a good fellow. I had the opportunity to meet him at the Share the Spirit event, the holiday open house at the State Theater for charity, and Mike came and supported us, and just a very genuine fella, and I think it's great that he's able to give back to some of these causes. Congratulations on getting him on board.
And he's really good to Fayette County, because the next day he's going to be at the State Theater for a fundraiser that we're having too.
Well, ladies, you have a lot of exciting things coming up with the Heart Association. I just want to thank you both for coming out and being with us. Monica, you're like a regular now. You've been on the show twice.
Sure.
I guess if Dave's ever sick one day, I know who to call.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can wear those shorts like he does. But,
I wouldn't dare.
No. But hey, I want to thank you for being on the show. We have to go to a brief break, and when we come back, our very own Chef Mario Pareca will be hosting a segment with a young lady who has her own yoga studio or teaches yoga in the area, and that's another way to kind of get your heart healthy, to do a little bit of cardio to get in shape during this new year. And Dave's going to show off those shorts and what they can do on a yoga mat. So stay with us. We'll be right back, going live with FCTV.
Do you have a buy local card?
Yes, I have one.
I do. Yeah, I have one. I use mine every day.
Where's your buy local card?
Use your buy local card to save money at restaurants, grocery stores, retail shops, tourist attractions, and service providers. Cards can be purchased online at www.buylocalfayette.org or by calling 724-437-7913.
Savor the flavor of Fayette. Buy local.
A few years ago, I was at a dead end, underemployed, with no idea of where my life was headed. Then I enrolled at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology's School of Healthcare Careers and discovered a great career and great life was only months away. Now, I've started the career of my dreams, and the future couldn't be brighter.
The School of Healthcare Careers at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology offers career-focused, hands-on training for these in-demand fields. Call 724-437-4600 or visit piht.edu for information.
Welcome back to Going Live with FCTV. I am Mario Pareca. I know you're used to seeing me in the kitchen, but today I get to be in, I guess this is the gym, right?
Yoga
studio. So I'm sorry. I'm here with Jenny Seibert She is a yoga instructor at 2J's Yoga in Uniontown. And you're going to show some yoga moves, huh?
Yes.
Yes? So you want to talk about heart health, right? That's why you're here. You want to talk about how yoga. So how does yoga affect the cardiovascular system, heart health, and just let's start off with that.
Okay. More specifically, we specialize in a vinyasa style of yoga, which vinyasa means breath synchronized with movement. So as you're bringing oxygen into the lungs, the heart is working to take that oxygen throughout the body. So a vinyasa style class is a more aerobic style of yoga, which is really great for the cardiovascular system.
Do you teach other styles of yoga at your studio?
We teach a hot power yoga class, which is actually taught in a 90-degree room.
Oh, wow.
And that is also great for your cardiovascular system because you're burning more calories, your heart rate is increased, and it's a little more intense for somebody that wants some extra cardio.
I bet you sweat a lot when you do that, man. 90-degree weather. It's like being in the Sahara. What groups are most affected by cardiovascular disease, and what groups do you think need yoga the most?
I think that everybody needs yoga. However, typically if you're overweight, then cardiovascular exercise is really important for you. But again, I think yoga is important for everyone.
Now, when people think cardiovascular exercise, they think jogging, biking.
Right.
Now, how does yoga compare to the norm, so to speak, that most people think of?
That's a common misunderstanding of yoga is just that it's relaxation and meditation. And while that's part of a yoga practice, a vinyasa style yoga like we teach or a power yoga is really a cardiovascular workout.
Okay, now I know a lot of people have seen yoga on TV. They've seen, you know, the infomercials where they do the video, the yoga, and all that kind of thing. When you get a beginner that comes in, someone who's never done yoga before and wants to start, how would you ease them into it, so to speak? Because I know there's a lot of twisting and bending and things like that, and it could be hard right off the bat.
Yeah, we offer we offer beginner classes, and we also offer a gentle yoga. In our beginner classes, I really just offer a lot of modifications, which I'll be doing today. And that just kind of eases them into a yoga practice until they're familiar with the poses. And then from there, they can maybe transition into our power yoga.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much like Gumby. That's what you're telling me, huh? You can like put
Sort
your
of.
legs behind your head and roll around the room. What about you, Dave?
I'm not quite at that level just yet.
Are you nervous?
I am a little nervous. I was exposed to yoga once long ago, but I was probably in better shape then as well.
You were exposed to yoga? Or did you try yoga? When you say exposed, that's like, there's like a toxic gas I was exposed to.
Poor word choice.
Okay. So Dave tried. So you just said you offer class. Now, you said the beginner's classes. Now, do you have some expert classes for those people who come in and are like, man, I want to get my yoga on. I've been doing it for years.
Well, the hot power yoga is typically a more advanced class, but I also welcome beginners to come into that class as well. So I offer modifications in all classes. We take a pose, what's called child's pose, where you're really just resting on the mat, and I welcome anybody to take that pose as many times as they need to during a class.
Forehead on the ground?
Yep.
Okay. That's the child's pose. So when it comes to yoga, how many classes do you typically instruct in a day? So how much time do you spend doing yoga
I usually
per day?
teach 1 to 2 classes a day. We are closed on Fridays and Sundays, so I'm there about 5 days a week.
Okay, and where is your studio actually located for the viewers who see and they want to try yoga?
Okay, we are on Route 51 North, just past Giant Eagle, and we are connected to Roy's Pub.
Okay, and you recommend yoga for everybody.
Yes.
So anyone come. What about people who have like injuries, like bad knees, hip replacements, things like that?
Typically, if you're coming in with an injury, I would recommend a private lesson just so I can kind of assess where you are and what you need.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that you want to talk about before we get Dave bent into a pretzel?
No, I think we can get started.
Okay. So Dave, I want you to get over there, and you're going to be on the purple mat.
Okay.
And we're going to move to the camera so we can see what's going on.
So you want to step to the front of your mat, and we're just going to start with a few breathing exercises. So we're going to take our arms up with a big inhale, and then exhale, release your arms down at your sides. Again, a deep breath through the nose. And exhale through the nose. So in this style of yoga, we do a lot of breathing through the nostrils. Inhale, and exhale. Let's take one more deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. This time we're going to come into a forward fold. So if your hamstrings are really tight, you want to soften your knees. So a little bend in the knees, and you want to relax the head down. So we're stretching those muscles in the back of the neck. You want to relax the jaw, and we're just going to kind of loosen up here. So grab the elbows and just sway the torso side to side. Just bring a little movement into the body. And when your head is below your heart here, this is sort of an inversion pose. You really want to make sure that you're breathing to get that oxygenated blood into the brain. So from here, we're going to take a deep breath in. So come up halfway, hands above the knees, and then we're going to exhale, step back into a high plank pose. So I'm going to run Dave through a typical yoga vinyasa, or a sun salutation as we call it. So here you're just building that core strength, and we're going to take what's called chaturanga. In yoga, that's our push-up. So we're going to take a modified version, knees down to the mat, elbows tucked in close to the rib cage. So fingertips forward. Inhale, we're going to lift our hearts. So if you notice here, the shoulders are away from the ears, the neck is nice and long, and you're opening your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to roll over our toes and come back to downward facing dog. So down dog is probably the most common pose that everybody associates yoga with. So you want to step your feet in,
okay,
and you're going to lift the tailbone. So nice straight legs and a nice long spine. Okay, so make sure the hands are forward. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Again, relax the head and breathe. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So we can take down dog one step further and take that right leg up. Good. Relax the head down. Again, you're breathing here, taking that breath into all those parts of the body. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Try the other side. Left leg up. Good. Relax the head down. It's a little harder than it looks. And then release. And from here, we're going to take the right foot forward. You're going to angle that back foot down about 45 degrees, and we're going to reach up for warrior one. Good. So you want to sink down a little through that front thigh. Really engage those muscles. Arms up, fingers spread nice and wide. Breathe through the nose. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Hands to the mat. We're going to step back to down dog. Relax the head down. Make the spine nice and long. Again, you're breathing here. You want to keep that breath moving through the entire practice. When we hold our breath in yoga, we're actually creating more stress in the body, so you want to keep the breath flowing. Left foot comes forward. Angle that right down, and again, reach up for warrior one. Good. Breathe through the nose. So you want to really reach up and activate the arms. Good. So you're activating all the systems in your body. Circulatory, cardiovascular. Good. All those muscles. Good. Take one more breath. And let's release. We're going to step back to the high plank pose. Hands nice and flat. You want to lower your hips. So you're in a nice flat plank. We're going to drop the knees for the modified version. Lower the chest. Inhale, breathe in. Take a deep breath through the nose. Good. Exhale. Downward facing dog. From here, we're going to walk the feet back up to the hands. And we're going to take seated chair pose. So this is a really active pose. You want to sit back, big toes to touch. You're sweating, that's good. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A deep breath in, and exhale, palms to our heart. Good. Thank you.
Are you okay? I'm feeling good.
He's got his heart.
It's not 90 degrees in here, by the way. I just want to say that.
It was a good workout, and she's very patient with me.
That's good. Thank you for being patient
You're
with Dave.
welcome.
Do you need some water or something? You can go.
I'll get that on the break. No
Okay,
worries,
don't
Chef.
pass it on me. No, is Dave like the typical student? Do you see things like that a lot?
Yes, beginner student.
Beginner student. And then
He's-
how long does it take before they really get limber, looser, and you can
We
move on to
recommend
different
practicing yoga 2 to 3 times a week, in addition to maybe any other exercise that you're currently doing. So about 2 times a week to get you in there, motivated, and familiar with the poses.
Great for your heart health. Great for all other aspects of fitness. Thank you for being here,
You're
Jenny.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
2J's Yoga Studio is located on Route 51, and they're just past Giant Eagle, near Roy's Pub.
Right,
A
and
lot of folks are familiar with them.
we are part of the Buy Local program as well. So we offer 10% off for Buy Local card holders off of all of our yoga classes and also any retail that we carry in the store.
All right, well, we'll be right back after these messages. Don't touch that dial for more Going Live on FCTV.
A few years ago, I was at a dead end, underemployed, with no idea of where my life was headed. Then I enrolled at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology's School of Healthcare Careers and discovered a great career and great life was only months away. Now, I've started the career of my dreams, and the future couldn't be brighter.
The School of Healthcare Careers at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology offers career-focused, hands-on training for these in-demand fields. Call 724-437-4600 or visit piht.edu for information.
Do you have a buy local card?
Yes, I have one. I do.
Yeah, I have one. I use mine every day.
Where's your buy local card?
Use your Buy Local card to save money at restaurants, grocery stores, retail shops, tourist attractions, and service providers. Cards can be purchased online at www.buylocalfayette.org or by calling 724-437-7913.
Savor the flavor of Fayette. Buy local.
Oh, thank you for staying with us.
Wardrobe
Going
change.
live. I see that wardrobe's changed, Dave. You know, you and Chef look like you were, well, more so you than Chef, but working up a little bit of a sweat there.
Yes, sir. That's a sign of a good yoga instructor.
I guess so. Joining us on the couch is Ron Hall, manager of the Greater Connersville Chamber of Commerce. Ron, they didn't make you do yoga today.
No.
No, thank goodness.
I spared you for
You're
that.
happy for that? So we're going to talk a little bit about the Greater Connersville Chamber of Commerce. How long have you been with them? You're relatively new to that
I'm very
position.
new. I've only been there since September.
Okay. So how'd you get the position? What's your background, or what interested you in being the manager there?
It was just by word of mouth through friends. I actually was a restaurant manager and a kitchen and bath designer from Pittsburgh. I'm originally from Connersville, but I wanted to come back to my hometown, so I heard about this, so I jumped on it.
Great, great. It brings you kind of local again. And
You've been doing a good job,
gives
Ron.
you that
Thank
opportunity.
you.
So for our viewers that are out there at home that may not be a member of a Chamber of Commerce, no matter which one it is, what is a chamber? What's their function?
Just organizing businesses and just interacting businesses together to help improve the economy and your local community.
So the local community in Connersville is made up of maybe some different characteristics than even Uniontown here in Fayette County, or than some of the other areas that may get our show. Tell us, the Greater Connersville Chamber of Commerce, what type of industries do you guys represent or have as members out there?
We have a very big variety in there. We have a lot of restaurants that are part of it. A lot of car companies are part of it. It's just everything. Banks, yeah, the EMS, everything's involved.
So you mentioned restaurants, and you know, I'm familiar with Connersville because I grew up in Uniontown, just a few miles away. But restaurants, tourism type things, those are kind of a insurgence or something that's kind of being built up in the Connersville area through the trail program. Is that correct?
Right, and it's because of that trail traffic that we've been getting and building on that's causing the restaurants to come in.
So that's for those of you who might not be familiar with the trail. It's a mountain bike trail that runs right through the city. You're one of the cities that
Right
it
through the
goes
city.
through. So those businesses, I'm sure, cater to that kind of clientele
Exactly.
and work with them. So you mentioned the types of businesses that may be members, even the EMS. What are some services that the Chamber provides for those kind of businesses?
Well, if they become a member of the Chamber, one thing we can do for them is publicity. So we put out a monthly newsletter. You know, we can put anything in there for the businesses that they want. My office has 2 big windows out front. We can advertise. They can have a month at a time, they can advertise in the window. So a lot of it's advertising.
Okay, great. So you're able to help them kind of market.
Right, market.
So you do some of that marketing, I understand, through different events that you either plan, promote, or participate in.
Right.
You want to tell us about some of those events that maybe are happening recently or coming up? Or?
Well, the biggest one we do is Christmas in the Park. We just ended with that. And it's for local, doesn't really have to be local, but a lot of the children from the local community come out. We had over 500 this year. And they can see Santa, they get a gift bag. We had hay rides there, all kind of food. There was rock stars, and Connellsville gave us one of the big jumping things. The kids could jump in that. So it's like a big event that day.
That's really a great way for businesses to kind of give back to the community where they've, you know, the community that supports them, and also get their name out there to the community.
Right, everything is all donated by the local businesses. And of course, you know, we put that out there, who the sponsors are for the events.
You know, Dave and I served as MCs for the event, but it was the first time we were there. I was really blown away at the number of people that were in Yawk Park.
Yawk Park is just beautiful.
That was another thing that I was just going to say, Dave. I was also blown away at how nice that park is and how much nice work has been done there. You know, I drive across the bridge all the time in the summer, see the people swimming on the big rock, but I don't don't make my way into the park. So a really nice place.
A lot of the work that was done in that park just recently is by one of our members of the Chamber, M&D Excavating.
Okay.
They did a lot of that work for the park.
So other events that you do throughout the year, you do an Independence Day
Yeah, that's
event?
a big celebration. Usually July 3rd, I think, is, you know, usually the date for that.
Fireworks
and food and just all kind of things. One thing we have coming up this weekend also, we're doing we try to recognize a business, and for longevity that's been around a long time. And this weekend we're having a dinner dance, and it's for Craig Appliances in Connellsville.
Craig Appliances has been in the Connellsville area for generations,
right.
really. Yeah.
They actually started up in the mountains.
Okay.
And then came down to Connellsville some years later. So yeah, they've been around a long time.
There's really something to be said for a family-owned business that kind of weathers the test of time, evolves over the years, and still surviving and thriving. And the Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce and other organizations like it, the Buy Local Network, Fayette Chamber of Commerce, all help those mom and pop businesses, or you know, to thrive and continue to succeed.
Exactly.
So your Chamber of Commerce, the Connellsville Chamber, is a partner with the Buy Local program. What does that mean exactly?
Well, for me, I'm just learning about that.
Okay.
I actually have a meeting with them tomorrow, and they're going to tell me all about it. So I just know about the cards.
You said those cards have been a sellout, right?
I got them the other day, and I'm sold out of them already.
So for those people who may not know that, there's a discount card, the Buy Local discount card, and there's a number of partner businesses where they can receive a discount
for using the card, right?
For using the card.
So like I said, tomorrow I'll learn all about that program, but can't tell you much right now.
So we just have a moment or two before we have to break, but you know, kind of in your mind, what makes Connellsville so special?
Well, I think it's the people coming together. I mean, usually anything we have, we get a major turnout for it. And when I'm going around and asking for these donations and sponsors, I don't even have to ask, you know, and the people are there giving me whatever I need. So I think it's like a community.
So great community involvement.
Exactly.
What's the future for Connellsville?
Well, with this trail happening, it's growing all the time. We're trying to get some more places to stay in there, more like some kind of bed and breakfast, things like that, in hotel. we're just building off of that. So the trail is what's going to, I think the next chapter in Connellsville is the trail that's happening right now.
Now, where does the trail start and end? Do you know that?
You mean the whole entire
entire trail. You could start in Pittsburgh, correct?
Yeah, and I know you can go all the way to D.C.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much further.
It's been quite some time. I'm not still in the same shape, but I rode from Cumberland, Maryland to Washington, D.C.
Right.
before our half of the trail was completed. But it's really exciting that you can start in Pittsburgh. And for the longest time, I know the Pittsburgh section was kind of a dangerous section because you'd have to kind of go out on a road and then come back in. And
Right.
they fixed a lot of that and have you coming through the small communities like Connellsville. And it's I know when I did the section from Cumberland to D.C., those little communities were the best place to stop off and eat and get your supplies and talk to people. So that's what Connellsville, you know, I hope will have a bright future in doing is servicing those people.
I had all kind of people calling my office for places to stay this summer after I'd taken the job over, and I actually had one stay at my house because there was no place else to stay, so I put them up and let them stay for the night.
So you're opening a bed and breakfast
Yeah,
as well.
I'm open a hostel for bikers.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, Ron, thanks for being with us as things progress in Connellsville. We're always happy to come out and learn some more, and we invite you back to the show anytime.
All right, thanks for having me.
Okay, we'll be back in just a couple moments, and when we do, our friend, our one and only Chef Mario Pareca will be back with Trish DeSavaro from the American Heart Association, and they will be doing some heart-healthy snacking or cooking, and I understand it's something that if you put in a baggie, you can probably take on your bike. So just a couple minutes, we'll be back after these messages.
Do you have a buy local card?
Yes, I have one. I do.
Yeah, I have one. I use mine every day.
Where's your buy local card?
Use your buy local card to save money at restaurants, grocery stores, retail shops, tourist attractions, and service providers. Cards can be purchased online at www.buylocalfayette.org or by calling 724-437-7913.
Savor the flavor of Fayette. Buy local.
A few years ago, I was at a dead end, underemployed, with no idea of where my life was headed. Then I enrolled at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology's School of Healthcare Careers and discovered a great career and great life was only months away. Now, I've started the career of my dreams, and the future couldn't be brighter.
The School of Healthcare Careers at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology offers career-focused, hands-on training for these in-demand fields. Call 724-437-4600 or visit piht.edu for information.
Well, we're back on Going Live with FCTV, and I'm here with Trish DeSavaro. She's the Division Director for the American Heart Association, and today we're going to talk heart-healthy foods now. I went from the yoga studio, and now I'm in the kitchen.
All right.
And so what do we have here? Like, what exactly is it that you do? Tell people,
well,
first of all.
Like you said, I'm the Division Director for the American Heart Association. My role is to raise funds to support the mission. We do that primarily through two events. We do a heart walk every year, and then what's coming up, and you heard earlier in the show, was the Heart Ball. The big Heart Ball's coming up February 9th at Nemacolin Woodlands, and those are our two primary fundraisers that we do to support the mission. We do that funds educational programs. It also helps to fund the local research that's going on regionally here in the southwestern Pennsylvania.
Now, we were talking before the segment started, and you told me, and I'm going to use your words, quote, the heart is your thing, right?
Yes,
right?
it is.
So let's explain what that means.
Well, I've been with the American Heart Association for 16 years. The event is 15 years old, so the Heart Ball's 15 years old. So I've been with the heart for quite a long time. And basically, it's my life. I live and breathe with the American Heart Association. It just means a lot to me to get to work with the volunteers. Obviously, there's only me. I'm the only staff person here locally, so I can't do any of this without the volunteers. And everyone got to meet two very wonderful volunteers earlier, in Sheila Meckling and Monica Sweet. They're our chairpersons for the event. Sheila's actually been doing this event with me, I think 13 out of those 15 years.
Wow.
So Sheila and I have been together for a long time, and Monica's been with us probably for like the last 6 or 7 of those years too. So we've been together for a very long time.
Great. It sounds like a fun relationship. Now, so we're going to talk about some heart-healthy snacks.
Yes.
That's our goal here. Give me some snacks that people tend to eat that aren't as healthy, and some things that we can substitute for those that are more heart healthy.
Sure. Well, you know, I know a lot of times we tend to go for the chips and the fried foods and the candy and the sweet things. You got to kind of take a look at chips, and you're going for that crunch factor, and maybe go with something that's more healthy that gives you still that same crunch factor, and something that I have for us today will maybe take the place of some of that. Okay. You know, we all know to include more fruits and vegetables, and really try to cut the fats and the oils out of the diet that we have. Try to eat more lean meats, those types of things. Snacking is one of those things where we could really fall into those traps and lose sight of our diet. So we have to be really conscious of that and really plan. Planning is like key. That's one of the key things with dieting. They say if you plan your diet out and really make the effort to get those healthy choices in, have it all laid out, have it in little baggies, you know, that way you're not tempted to go with those things that we shouldn't have.
Don't give yourself a choice, right?
Right.
Set yourself up for success early.
Absolutely.
Now, this is a personal note for me.
Yes.
Believe it or not, yesterday, my grandmother, she's still alive, but she has some heart problems. So I love you, Nunny. Just want to throw that out there. She's probably watching. But I had to do her grocery shopping for her yesterday. And due to her heart condition, she has to really watch her sodium intake. Right. So I was at the grocery store yesterday, and I'm going through all these different cans, labels, lunch meats, you know, and it was just a real headache for me. And I grocery shop for a living. That's one of the things I do because I cook all the time. And I was in the store getting a list that was probably 10 items long. It took me about an hour, and I was just like, when I left, if I had hair, I'd be pulling it out, I'll be honest. So what are some things when people grocery shop heart healthy? Because some of the labels, and I noticed this yesterday, said heart healthy, but then when I read the sodium, it was still too high. Right. So what are some of the things people can do when they're shopping to buy food for themselves that are actually heart healthy, not just on the label?
Sure. What you really need to do first, though, is consider what your doctor's advice is. You really need to listen to whatever it is your doctor has recommended for you to do. Some people are on a low sodium diet, and you have to look at those recommendations because they'll tell you so many milligrams of sodium that you have to fall within, and you have to look at that. Reading the food labels is difficult, and a lot of people are intimidated by it. I recommend that, you know, our website, and I say this to everybody, I preach it all the time, is our website is awesome, and it's got tons and tons of great resources, and literally it'll tell you how to read a food label. It'll tell you, you know, what the right recommendations are for a low sodium diet and the things that you should look for when you're purchasing food. A lot of things that the American Heart Association has done to make it easy, though, is there is what is called Heart Check certified foods out there that fall within those recommendations. So you can look for that Heart Check seal that's on the items, and that really helps you when you're making your purchases in the grocery store.
Great. And what is your website? You want to throw it out there?
www.heart.org. It's very easy.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Easy to remember. So what are we going to make today?
We are going to make a fruit and nut snack mix.
Like a trail mix?
It's like a trail mix, but it doesn't have the chocolate and some of the other stuff. I know.
Okay. Well, we got to keep it heart healthy. It's
got to keep it heart healthy.
So, but it's still delicious, right?
Right. That's
You're going to make me a believer,
delicious.
right?
Absolutely.
Even without the chocolate.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what we have here, and we have just a little bit of everything put out for us. It's 1/2 cup of dried apricots cut in quarters or diced. We have 1/2 cup of dates cut in half with dates up there. Yep. Raisins.
Raisins.
Whole almonds.
Almonds.
Walnut halves.
Walnuts.
Unsalted peanuts. That's very key because this is a low salt recipe.
That goes with the whole sodium thing.
Right. And unsalted sunflower seeds.
Now, all the nuts here, are they raw? Are they toasted?
I think the almonds are toasted. The peanuts are raw. And I believe, I'm not sure about the walnuts.
Walnuts? I'll tell you in a second.
You can tell me. You're the chef. You're the pro.
They're raw.
Okay.
But the thing you have to watch, too, is when you toast nuts, it changes the oils in them.
Right.
So that's another thing to tell people. If you want to be very careful, and if you have conditions and you want to be very careful and on the healthier side, use all raw nuts. Right. Because then it won't transform those oils.
Right. And some of the dried fruits too, you have to watch too. There is some sodium involved with the sugar with the fruits, but we've limited the fruits to 2 here. You can change this up and to put anything in it, truthfully, that you like. So
cranberries, blueberries.
Right. The variety of dried fruits out there is amazing right now. So you can do whatever you'd like with that. So we have all this. We can just go ahead and
we have our heart-shaped bowl. From our heart-shaped plate to our heart-shaped bowl.
Yeah, we can go ahead and put
Was
that
your
in.
favorite character in The Wizard of Oz the Tin Man?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes, actually.
Mine's the Scarecrow. I mean, the producers tell me all the time if I only had a brain. But anyway, here you go.
So we have
Just
this.
dump it all in?
Just dump it all in.
Just mix it all up?
Mix it all up. It can't be any easier. And that's it. And then we can just put it in a little cup.
Now, have you experimented with this recipe before? Have you played with it, added different things, substituted different things?
I personally am not a big date fan, so I wouldn't put dates in it, but I love the cranberries or the craisins that have the different flavors to them. Some of those are really awesome too, so I've done that. But that's
what about
basically
with different nuts? Have you experimented with different?
Yeah, you could do different nuts.
Pistachios.
Pistachios are great. I like those.
Pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds are great. Cashews are great. Cashews are another really good nut that has heart health benefits to it as well. But almonds are a key thing.
What other snacks do you like? Like if you're preparing you said planning's key. So when you're planning your week, what do you plan?
I know at home with my kids, they're actually very big on eating fruit. So I always make sure that I have fruit at home. And I know that my kids will eat fruit if it's cut up in portion size. So sometimes when I get home, the first thing I'll do is I'll cut up some oranges and set them on a plate, and they'll immediately go for them. If they were just sitting there whole, they probably wouldn't eat them. I probably wouldn't eat them. It's a throwback from when I was a kid. My grandmother used to do it. She used to cut up oranges and apples, put them on a plate, and then everybody would just gravitate to it. So it's just doing those little things. It makes it a little extra special, but it really does encourage people to do that. Those are the kind of snacks that we like at home, truthfully.
Okay, so fruits, and that's funny that you mentioned that you have to have them clean and cut, because I'm actually the same way, because it doesn't seem like a lot, but that little extra effort to remove the skin and segment them and everything, but very, very nice. Is there anything else that you want to mention, that you want to talk about? Well,
I'd just like to talk a little bit more about the website and some of the other nutritional resources that we have. The website, like I said, is loaded with great stuff. There are recipes, there are there's shopping guides. You can download free shopping guides. There are just so many different things that you can do to really encourage yourself to take that heart healthy plunge. But we also have something on there that's called Simple Cooking with Heart. And it's a new program. It's nationally sponsored by Walmart, and it's trying to teach people to get back into the kitchen and cook simple dishes that are heart healthy and reteach some cooking skills, because people eat out so much they've forgotten how to cook.
Right.
You know, and
or they never learned to begin with.
Exactly, and it's something that we don't want to lose that tradition from our youth, and our young people today are losing that. So this is a really great program, and it's something that you can do at home and invite people over, and it teaches you everything about how to cook a very easy, heart healthy and economical meal. So.
And the heart's a very important part of your body.
Absolutely.
Even though Matt tells me I don't have one, and he's trying to get me to wrap it up. You know what we need? You know those little boxes they play at the award shows that play the music to tune you out? That's what we need for my segments, because Matt's always back there telling me to wrap it up. But it's okay, Matt. We're going to throw it back. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you
for having
me.
It's nice to see you, Trish. And again, you're the Division Director for the American Heart Association. So what the website, you want to throw it out one more time?
www.heart.org.
Heart.org. Very easy. We're going to throw it back to Christian, and he's going to sing us some tunes, get us out of here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In Napoli, where love is key, when boy meets girl, here's what they say.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool, just like pasta fazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Excuse me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Rita Bella. Hearts ablaze, tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. Lucky fella. When the stars make you drool, just like pasta fazool, that's amore, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore, amore, that's amore. Start spreading the news. I am leaving today. I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes, they are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues, they are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you. New York, New York. New York, New York. I wanna wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm a #1, head of that list, king of the hill, at the top of the heap. These are little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you. New York, New York, New York.
Do you have a buy local card?
Yes, I have one. I do.
Yeah, I have one. I use mine every day.
Where's your buy local card?
Use your buy local card to save money at restaurants, grocery stores, retail shops, tourist attractions, and service providers. Cards can be purchased online at www.buylocalfayette.org or by calling 724-437-7913.
Savor the flavor of Fayette. Buy local.
A few years ago, I was at a dead end, underemployed, with no idea of where my life was headed. Then I enrolled at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology's School of Healthcare Careers and discovered a great career and great life was only months away. Now, I've started the career of my dreams, and the future couldn't be brighter.
The School of Healthcare Careers at the Pennsylvania Institute of Health and Technology offers career-focused, hands-on training for these in-demand fields. Call 724-437-4600 or visit piht.edu for information.